Concrete beats abstract all day long. Do you want to know how to grab people's attention and get them to want what you're speaking about? That's coming up next. As experts in our field, we tend to live in the abstract. What do I mean by abstract? Well, I'm talking about intangible ideas and concepts and thoughts and paradigms and vision casting and problem solving. That's why you are so good at what you do. That's why you're a leader. And that's where a lot of our minds are. That's the space that we occupy. The problem is when we get up to speak, most of our listeners are not in that space. They don't think in the abstract. We need to translate our abstract thoughts into concrete language. Here's what I mean by concrete language. When I speak of concrete language, I'm speaking about tangible language. Language that refers to things that can be understood through the five senses. Things like seeing, you can hear it, you can smell it, you can touch it, you can experience it, you can feel it. That's what our language needs to be. Listen, if you want to grab people's attention and persuade them, you need to learn how to translate abstract thoughts and concepts into tangible, concrete language. Okay? Let me give you an example of an abstract and a concrete thought. Let's say you are a spokesman for Red Bull and you are getting up in front of a bunch of people and you only have a few short seconds to persuade them, and you get up there and immediately, if you're an expert, your tendency might be to say, okay, what are the specs? What are the technical aspects? What's the science? What's all the knowledge and information I can kind of summon up and just dump on people? And perhaps out of that, you get up there and you say, hey, everybody, buy Red Bull because Red Bull will stimulate your central nervous system and pump endorphins into your bloodstream, cultivate a sense of holistic wellness, and prolong longevity. Now, that all might be true. I don't know if it is. I'm just making this up. That all might be true, but nobody cares. Or they might want to care, but they have no idea what you're talking about because your mind is in the abstract. Theirs deals with the tangible. You've got to learn to translate the one from the other. So let's say you do that by making abstract concepts more tangible by appealing to something they can feel. And instead of what you just said, you say this. Hey, everybody, buy Red Bull because Red Bull will give you more energy. See that? People can understand energy. They don't understand holistic wellness and longevity and the central nervous system and endorphins unless they're an expert like you, which they probably aren't if you're selling it to them. They need to understand something that they encounter on a daily basis. Everybody needs more energy, so they understand that. But what if we added to that something they can feel and something they can see? Even better. Here's an example. Everybody, buy Red Bull because Red Bull gives you wings. Recognize that? That's Red Bull's actual mantra. You see what that did to you when you heard it? That is the power of concrete language. If you want to grab people's attention and persuade them of what you're talking about, you need to learn how to translate abstract concepts and ideas into concrete tangible language. Now, I want to give you 3 ways that you can begin doing that right now. The first one is the easiest. It's simply give examples or case studies or testimonials. Those will work great. So the easiest way that you can speak concretely in your public speaking is to just give examples. So if you drop a bomb of inspiration on someone, or you cast vision, or you give an indicative statement, follow it up with an example of how it worked for you or how it worked for someone else. Here's the second way that you can use concrete language is start using metaphors. Metaphors are powerful. Metaphors force you to be concrete. And here's why. A metaphor is just a figure of speech. And it's a figure of speech that's designed to take concrete things that you can touch and smell and see and feel and experience, 5 senses, and use that to represent something more abstract. Metaphors were built for this. Here's a good metaphor. Red Bull gives you wings, right? Oh, here's another one. If you were trying to inspire your team, you wouldn't necessarily say, "Okay, everybody, team, let's try to boost our numbers and our productivity, work on our efficiency." Maybe you do say that. Well, I want to give you a better thing to say. You guys, let's hit the ground running, right? Let's hit the ground running. That's a metaphor. You're using common language that deals with the senses to explain something that's invisible and abstract. The third way, another simple way, is to just give what you're trying to say an action. Tell people what to do. Call them to action. Give it a verb. That will force you to move in the real world because you can't do something abstractly. And so just coming up with a simple call to action or a next step can help us to move our thoughts into things that are more tangible and concrete. So there's 3 ways to do this. Give a personal example or a case study, use metaphors, do a call to action. All 3 of these will change your language to be more concrete and tangible, and that will help the people you're speaking to not only wrap their minds around what you're saying, but if you do a good job in those 3 areas, wrap their hearts around it, and they'll want what you're talking about. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and you have those notifications on so you can get more of this content coming straight at you.